Students, today we are going to continue with the lesson motion and time. Okay, and this time we will be studying simple pendulum in more detailed way. Okay, and also we are going to study a new topic which is speed. So let us start with this part number 3 of the lesson. Okay, now to start with, I have already shown you this diagram of simple pendulum. There is a bob at the end of the string and string is attached to the roof. Okay. Now, not necessarily it should be a roof of a house. It can be a roof of the table also. Or even you can hold the other end in your hands also. But it is little difficult to hold it for too much of time. So generally we tie it somewhere and then we play with this simple pendulum. Play in the sense we study about simple pendulum. So simple pendulum consists of a small mass called as bob. Okay, it is tied to a string. The other end of the string is generally tied to a fixed support. Clock that measures time accurately could be made only after the discovery of the simple pendulum, which was done by an Italian scientist, Galileo Galilei. He discovered that if mass hung from a fixed point is made to swing freely, it always completes one to and fro motion in exactly same time, provided we keep the length of the string same. Thus, this movement is periodic motion and can therefore be used to measure time. In fact, the older clocks that we used made use of this simple pendulum to measure time. Okay. The distance from the point where it is hung to the center of the bob is the length of the pendulum. So this over here is the length of the pendulum. One complete to and fro movement of the pendulum is called an oscillation. Okay, so once bob starts from point A, moves until B, and again when it comes to point A, then that becomes one oscillation. I repeat, when the bob starts from position A, it goes till B and again it comes back to A. This becomes one complete oscillation. Now, the time required to complete this one oscillation is called as time period. What it is called? Time period. I will repeat, time taken by a pendulum to complete one oscillation is known as its time period. The principle of the pendulum is used to make a pendulum clock. I already told you this. Okay, this pendulum or this principle of pendulum is used to make pendulum clocks. And this is one picture of a pendulum clock. This is how it used to be in the older days. Nowadays, we don't get to see such type of clocks except in some antique shops or some old clock houses or clock shops. You might get to see, but in normal usage in our houses we generally don't see such type of pendulum clocks. But in earlier days, even when I was young, I had seen it somewhere. This pendulum clock, okay, it was in I had seen this for a first time in the coaching class that I used to go. There was some tuition in my place. There I had seen this for a first time. Okay, but then afterwards I didn't get to see much of this. So our next topic is speed. What is speed? The distance covered by a moving object in unit time is known as its speed. I will repeat. The distance covered by a moving object in unit time is known as its speed. The standard unit for measuring speed is meters per second. And in symbolical form, you can write it as m divided by s or m per s. That way you can write. Okay, so this is meters per second. Generally, when you solve problems related to physics, you generally, if you want to mention speed, you write it in this way. Okay, meters per second. The speed of the fastest man is around 12 meters per second. To be very precise, to be very accurate, it is 12.27 meters per second. This is the speed of a fastest man in the world. And who is that man? He is Usain Bolt. Okay, so Usain Bolt is the fastest man on this planet. Then comes the speed of cheetahs, it is around 25 meters per second. Okay, which is also great. Okay, well, that was all for today. Let us see some activity for you. The activity is you have to prepare or you have to make three different pendulums. Okay, you have to keep the length of the string same, but the bobs, now if you don't have any metal bob, it's okay, you can use a stone or a block, whatever you have, but it should be little heavy. Okay, but at the same time you should take care that the string is enough strong, so the string should hold the weight of the block, okay, or the stone, whatever you are using. Now these stones should be of different weights, they should have different masses. Okay, don't, no need to measure. Okay, you can pick up a little lightweight stone, then little heavy, and then more heavy, that way you can do. I will repeat what you have to do. Pick up three different bobs. It can be a block also, it can be a stone also. They should be of different masses. Okay, of three different masses. In fact, no need to measure them. You can pick up one stone which is little light in weight, the other one which is little heavy, and the third one should be more heavy. Okay, compared to earlier two. So this way, and note that the string length should be same for all the three. And then what you have to do, you can hold it in your hand and start the stopwatch. In all the mobiles you will find this stopwatch. What you have to do, you have to start from point A, let the bob move to other end and come back to A. Okay, that becomes your one oscillation. So in this way you have to count 10 oscillations. Okay, and 10th oscillation when it will again come to point A, that time you have to stop the stopwatch. Okay, and measure the time. That way you have to repeat this for other pendulums also. Okay, then what you have to do, take a photograph and send it to me. Observations, whatever observations you will get, that you have to take the photograph and send it to me. Okay, so that is activity for you. Well, that was all for today. Thanks for attending this session. I hope you found this session interesting, and I also hope that you understood each and every topic. So, next time we will be learning about motion and time in more detailed way with new topics. Until then, take care. Bye bye.